What's up, guys? It's Brad at Yamaha Marine Center, 1515 Wells Road. We're under construction now, so I'm in the top secret off-site warehouse, Area 52. But we got some boats. Most of these are for stock, some are sold. But anyway, today we have the DC246, Pursuit's newest dual console model, update from the DC235. They went up to a 246 because it is quite a bit bigger boat than the old 235, so they didn't want to call it a 236. And I don't have my specs in front of me, but just a quick overview of the boat. I'll post a picture of the specs, hopefully at the beginning of the video, maybe towards the middle or end. But just like all their other dual consoles, really aggressive entry in the front. As you can see, the big lifting strikes there help get the boat out of the water quickly, and then that really aggressive reverse chine on it, because Pursuit doesn't usually put a ton of flare in the boat, so they rely on that chine to shed water and give you a good ride. This boat is in Neptune Gray, and it has the navy boot stripe, which actually against this Neptune Gray looks a little bit black. This particular boat we got in the Palm Beach Boat Show, so it was in water, so it's all broken in and ready to go. The unfortunate part about that is the Palm Beach Boat Show is in water, so we have a little bit of corrosion on the prop from sitting in the salt water, which hopefully the detailer can get off when it gets clean. But the rest of the boat cleaned up really well. Has the new Yamaha digital electronic steering, and I believe it maintains a 21-degree dead rise out back. So just like the 265 video I did the other day, comparing that to a 266, where the 265 has a rounded transom to fit a single engine, they were able to maintain a fairly aggressive dead rise back here to give you a nice ride. Big, well, not integrated, but under the platform, trim tabs, and you can see that lifting straight coming all the way back here. A nice transverse off the hull, gives it a flat section to create lift. You got a little teeny bit of hook back in the back of the boat too. And then these platform extensions give you a ton of deck space off here, and I like how they've been able to integrate a platform in the back to give you a lot more space. You can strap coolers down back here, a lot of space for the kids to kind of play and hang out. Storage, wet storage, of course. Don't put anything valuable in there, maybe some dock lines or something. But because of the integrated electronic steering, the engine is able to trim up higher, so you don't have to have that big open splash well. But that is your integrated steering cylinder there, and your above cavitation exhaust. So the reverse thrust on these engines is phenomenal. Some of the technology they took off the XTO, and again, a big transom platform back here. Your Garlic integrated swim ladder, 3-step. So it gives you a nice stable platform to get up on the boat, and you can get up easily with fins, because you can put the fins on the outside of the rungs instead of inside some of the other telescoping ladders. You can see this one we option with the pretty much full canvas package. It does not have a drop curtain, but it does have this aft storage curtain. You have your isinglass panels to give you a fully enclosed bridge deck, and then we have the bow tonneau cover for storage as well, so it's nice and tight. Don't get much nastiness up there. But we will go ahead and pull the canvas off and show you the inside of the boat. We go ahead and start in the bow of the boat this time. Big anchor storage hatch. You do have a freshwater wash down up here, so as you're pulling the anchor rod in, you can wash off the nylon, keep it nice and soft for a while. Unfortunately, not a through stem. I guess not enough space up here, but you do have this big, beefy, integrated mount that the windlass is pulling on and through, but it's still not as gaudy looking as some of the other boats I've seen out there with a deck-mounted windlass. At least they put the hatch on top of it. You have a pump out for your toilet, and then you have a freshwater fill up here, and as always we have a remote for the windlass, so you can operate it at the helm or up here. We opted for the front boarding ladder. That way, if you're going to do some sandbarring, you have an easy way to get on and off the boat if you want to pull in forward, not back in. Nav lights on the deck, med shade, so this is the Ford Mediterranean shade, which attaches up on the hardtop there. So you got some nice shade. Speakers up front, big pop-up cleats, nice handrail underneath the deck, so it's not going to snag on lines if you do want to go fishing. This one does have the bow filler option as well, so that's the small cushion, and then you have, I think, one more or maybe two pieces that go back here. And then we have the bow table that mounts there, and then that is your courtesy lighting. I don't know if we did mid-level lights on this one or not, which would be some blue LEDs, so we'll test that theory here in a second. We do have some folding armrests for passengers up front, just like the 266 and the previous generation 265 and even the 235. The freeboard up here isn't huge, so people sitting up here through rougher seas might not feel as comfortable as some of their other boats, like the 295, 328, 378, 358, but still a lot of storage up here. Everything drains overboard. You can leave the seat up, cushions stay attached. This is the new sea salt interior. They took this from their bigger boats, and they were able to get a machine to do that stitching, so they could bring it to the smaller boats now, make them look nice and rich. And as all the dual consoles, we do have a fiberglass windshield. This is huge. If you compare us to just about anybody else out there, they're all still pretty much using aluminum, because this is a very tedious technical process. It's just goes to show you that Pursuit is an engineering company that builds boats to be able to do stuff like that. But it gives you the benefit of structure, so then you can put more glass in there. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but it's kind of necessary, is the distance from the windshield to the hardtop to give you enough headroom clearance, because they didn't have, of course, the length of the boat to stretch everything out. So you got quite a bit of eyes and glass there, which it is, I think, a 30 mil. So it's nice and thick, so optically correct. It's just a little bit harder if it's cool out to fold this one up so you can walk through the windshield, because if you do have the windshield down and then you have your door closed, you got really good protection from wind, weather, and of course you can close off that section there, and you have protection from the rain. I mean, it is Florida. Storms pop up. Little things like this too that they started developing over time. They didn't have the glass run all the way through, so they could put snaps on here. That way you can attach your tonneau cover. Again, they take a lot of feedback from clients and dealers and put it in the build of their boat, so they're continuously improving. Stowage in here. There's your bow filler table combo, access to your electronics, your rigging. And then even on this 24-foot boat, they're able to put a pretty adequate headspace in there. You have some nice shelving over here, which is actually, it's real wood. It's the teak they use. Everybody makes fun of me, but it's Wenge or Sapili or something like that. Really cool looking stuff. And then we have real wood veneers on here, so you don't have to worry about getting that wet. And then Corian countertops as well. And then there's your marine toilet. It is electric, I believe. This is the med shade, by the way. So you got the macerator back there. Yeah, it's electric. There's your control. Little cabinet, more storage against the wall here. Let's see if we can find the MDP panel and get some lights turned on here, so we can see a little bit. Good thing about being in the warehouse is we can show you the lights, because it's kind of dark in here. But there's your MDP panel, all your breakers, all your fuses, your main switch with combined. We got a backup battery, your windlass, breaker, and there's that mid-level lighting and courtesy lighting I was telling you about. So mid-level under the gunnel, and the courtesy lighting around the bottom. That way, if you want to run all blue lights, a little bit easier on your eyes in low light conditions. I don't know if that's turning out blue in the camera or not, but you can kind of see this light down here. And then your courtesy lights over here. Passenger seat. And then you have your aft-facing passenger seat. This does come out to make a lounger, and then we did the optional port side seat as well, so that'll fold out and make one big lounge section over here, and then the aft seat. The other option we did is the sink with cooler. Cooler is not there yet, but it does come with it. Sink folds out. You have a little work surface on this side, cup holders, and then think this was probably the biggest improvement, is just the overall cockpit of the boat. I mean, you don't give up a ton to like the 266, because from midship forward, it feels almost identical to the 26-foot boat. Sorry, long guys had to come today. And then the cockpit space is smaller, but I mean, if you're not going to really fish, if you're just cruising entertaining, I mean, this is a really phenomenal package. And it does have all the newest, like I said, digital steering, digital throttle, so you have all the benefits of speed control, trim assist, multi-station, you know, if you wanted to put a tower on her. And then you have key fobs to run the engines, Lenco trim tabs, and then all your switches and all that good stuff here. Your Garmin 8612 XSV. I'm not sure the transducer we're running on this one, but it is a through hole, probably B75, B150 Airmar. And just like the 26-foot boat, you have a ton of storage. Forward bilge pump, and then there's your med shade pole, so they have stowage. And then you actually have a through hole for your toilet too, so you can macerate and spit it out of the boat instead of having to go to the pump out at the marina all the time. Mechanical space is a little bit more difficult to get to because you have to lift both tabs and it kind of goes under the aft seat. But some more big boat stuff that they have engineered in this one is the recessed scuppers. So self-bailing, this thing pulls water out like crazy, and then you actually have that little gutter running along the whole backside of the boat, so you can have those recessed scuppers with the nice stainless plates on top. Good stuff. Big fish box, not macerated, but it does drain overboard. Insulated too, so it'll hold ice. Live well, also insulated, so we could use all this stuff as cooler space if you wanted to. Self-draining, so you can just continue to fill it, and then you can give you a little holder for your drain plug, so you don't have to go looking for it all the time at the bottom. Yeah, I mean, that's all the major stuff. I know we didn't add the rocket launchers on the top, but we can always do that after the fact. Nice stainless anchor mast, anchor light mast, LED all around white light, of course the American flag. But if you have any questions, give us a call, 904-644-7631, or check us out on the website at YamahaMarineJAX.com. Have a great day.